God. Ask Scott.
Scott, hey, it's Mark Nilsson in Spokane, Washington. Hey, thanks for taking my comment a few weeks ago about the UPC codes. I have another question that I need help with, and this one is a big one. Hey, my wife and I, we just got started on our first product about a month ago, and sales have been much better than we had expected. Actually, we're only selling about 3 units a day, but we only have 2 product reviews so far because we've been focusing on seller reviews, so our sales are much better than we had hoped. So we have another product to add to our product line, and that's scheduled to arrive on Monday. My question is as follows: how the heck do you keep track of sales with more than one product? I'm surprised that Amazon doesn't give a sales report for which product sold and for how much. Can you break down the best way to record income from products? Do you do an export from Amazon into an Excel sheet? Is there a software that tracks this yet? My wife and I are just getting started, so hopefully there's an inexpensive option. Your thoughts are greatly appreciated. Thanks for everything you do, and press on, my friend.
Hey, Mark, thank you so much for the question, and thanks for the kind words. I really do appreciate it. And I'm loving the whole press on thing, right? I'm hearing more and more of that. People are referring back to my garlic press and then saying like, press on, man. And I love it because it is. We're all about taking action and pressing on. When the times get a little tough, a little difficult, we press on and we move past them. So I get it. For those of you that are brand new and you're like, what the heck is he talking about? You'll get it. You'll get it. Just keep listening to the podcast and go back to some episodes and you'll hear it. I'm talking about the garlic press, and we're talking about pressing on and taking action. But anyway, thank you so much for the question, Mark. And it's a great question. I don't think I've really answered this one personally. So first off, let's just talk about, inside of the Amazon dashboard. Let's just be honest, okay? It really isn't that good, meaning that I think they could do a lot better job of helping us figure out what has been sold for the day, but they don't. So the only way that you're going to be able to see in real time, in a sense, how many units have sold per ASIN is if they are in separate categories, then you'll be able to see a category breakdown, okay? So if you have one that's in home and kitchen and one that's in sports and outdoors, then, each product that's listed in there, you'll see a breakdown. But if you have 5 products in each, well, that's not going to really help you, is it? But that is one way. If you only have a couple products and maybe one product is in there, you can kind of get a better idea. But the only way that you're really going to be able to determine this is the following day. And generally for me, it's about 10 or 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time is about when the report is published. And what you'll do is you'll go into your sales report. You'll go into your back end of Seller Central. You'll go to where it says business reports. And on the left-hand side of that, you can go by date, you can go by ASIN, and then you can go by detail page sales and traffic by child item. That's the one you want to click on. And then you want to go to the desired date. In this case, we want to go to the day before. And it's only going to give us the day before because that's what we're selecting. And then from there, you can see each ASIN and as far as how many sessions they had, meaning how many people came to that page or how many people came to that page. The page views means that one person could have came back 5 different times, but your total page view is that. So there's 232 for mine right now on this one listing. And I had 175 sessions. And my sessions percentage was 25.81%, which is pretty darn good. And then my buy box is 100%. Units ordered was 28 for yesterday on this particular item. And my conversion rate was 16%. Man, that's pretty good for yesterday. And I'm actually looking at this live as I'm talking you through it. So, and I had, 28 units sold. So it gives me that whole breakdown. So you would do that and you would look at all of your different ones. Now, with that being said, you can now, again, go and look at your monthly. So let's say, like you said, you want to figure out how much you sold per unit, per month, because you need to figure that out for inventory and you need to find out how much you spent on, those products and how much your profit is. So what you would do at the simplest level, and this is what I still do, is then I'll just calculate how many sold per unit. I know what my cost is because I have that in a spreadsheet. And then from there, I just calculate that out. And that's the way that I do it. And then you just tally it up and you go, okay, well, I spent, on all 5 of my products, I spent $1,500, or, I basically sold enough product to where it was $1,500 is what it was. Like, let me use a better example. Let's say, for example, you sold 100 items and you said they're $5 a piece. That'd be $500, right? So then you would just say, okay, well, I spent $500 on product. I spent another $500 on pay-per-click. So I got $1,000 into this. I've got maybe some software that you bought, maybe Jungle Scout. Maybe you've got another, third-party tool, SalesBack or whatever. And you tally up all of your expenses. And then you say, okay, but I brought in $3,000. Well, then I deduct that. And that's where you get that price. But that's the simplest way, but yet it's a little bit of work you got to do. It's not much work, but there are other third-party tools out there, and I have not used these guys yet. I don't feel I need it as of right now, but there's one called Stitch Labs, and I'll leave a link in the show notes. Now, I'm not currently an affiliate for that. I probably should look into it because I should probably even start playing with it because I've had other people with larger portfolios of products need it and want it. And I probably should do a little bit more digging in on that. So if anybody does have any insight or any feedback on Stitch Labs, let me know. I'd love to hear your take on it, and if it's been useful for you, and maybe we can maybe do a little bit more on Stitch Labs or any other inventory management software. All right. So that's pretty much the simple answer. I know it wasn't that simple, but you kind of get what I'm saying, right? And I haven't really talked about this much, so I thought I should really probably talk about it because a lot of people, and I did this in the beginning too, I started getting other products in there and I'm like, man, everything's lumped into one number for the day. How do I know how many I sold of each? Well, you can go and look at your inventory. What did you start with for the day? What did you end with? But then that kind of gets skewed because then sometimes, orders haven't been updated yet. And I never went down that route because it just didn't seem reliable enough. This here is the most reliable. If you go back the following day or to the following day in your reports, you look at all the ASINs and then you see how many sold. You just have to wait a day for it, which kind of sucks, but that's the way it works. Okay. So anyway, thank you, Mark, for the question. Good luck to you. Congratulations on taking action and getting out there and doing it. So press on, my brother. If you guys want to submit a question, head over to theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do that. I want to also, again, remind you guys, if you're brand new and this is your first time to the show, I want to welcome you. I love hanging out with you guys. This is just awesome to be able to virtually connect like this. And that's why I love the Ask Scott sessions. But if you are brand new and you're just getting your feet wet and you don't understand the entire process, the entire business model, I would recommend attending one of my live free workshops. This is where I break it down for you in 5 phases: how to pick a market and a product, how to source it, how to do a pre-launch, how to do a launch, how to promote the product, and everything in between. We go over that on a workshop, and we go through every single thing. We also do live Q&A. So if you want to attend one of them, I would love to invite you to the next one, and you can register for the next one by heading over to theamazingseller.com/workshop, and you can register there for an upcoming workshop. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.